sat by the roadside, sewing with nothing but a needle and determination. One day, an elegant woman stopped, watching her walk. She was tall, commanding, draped in jewels. "Who sewed this?" she asked, holding up a dress Ada had mended. Ada stood nervously. I did, Ma." The woman's sharp eyes softened. She handed Ada a card. "My name is Madame Oloke. I run the biggest fashion house in this city. Sew me a dress in 3 days. Impress me, or disappear." Ada's heart pounded. She had no machine, no proper fabric, only her hands. For 3 sleepless nights, she worked by candlelight. Her fingers bled, her eyes burned, but she didn't stop. "This is my chance. My only chance." On the 3rd day, she delivered the dress, trembling. When Madame Oloke saw it, she gasped. This is genius." Ada had passed the test. Madame Oloke's fashion house was a world Ada had never seen: marble floors, gold-framed mirrors, gowns that shimmered like dreams. But beauty had shadows. The apprentices whispered behind her back. "Who does she think she is?" Street tailor turned Oloke's favorite. "She'll steal the spotlight." Ada ignored them. She poured her soul into every stitch, every hem. Clients soon began asking for her by name. This dress, was it Ada's work? At first, Madame Oloke smiled. But as the whispers grew louder, her pride turned to jealousy. One evening, after a client praised Ada instead of her, Oloke's eyes narrowed. "You are nothing without me. Remember that. Without Oloke's name, you're just a street girl with a needle." Ada lowered her gaze. "Yes, Ma." But inside, her vow burned brighter. "I will not remain in anyone's shadow." But she didn't know the knives being sharpened behind her back. It started small. Missing fabrics. Broken needles. Rumors whispered to clients. But then came the blow that nearly destroyed her. Ada was chosen to design a gown for a governor's wife, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. She worked tirelessly, pouring every ounce of herself into the piece. On the day of delivery, she opened the box to find the dress slashed into rags. Her chest went cold. No, this can't be happening." The governor's wife stormed into the studio, furious. "This is the insult you bring to my house?" Ada tried to explain, tears in her eyes, but Madame Oloke cut her off. "Enough. You've embarrassed my brand. Get out before I ruin you forever." Ada stood frozen. Her heart pounded, her dreams crumbling. She glanced around, the apprentices smacking, Oloke glaring, clients whispering. For a moment, she thought of begging. But then, something inside her shifted. She raised her chin, wiped her tears, and said, "If you won't give me a stage, I'll build my own." Gasps filled the room. And with nothing but a small bag and her pride, Ada walked out. But outside those golden doors, reality hit. She had no money, no clients, no shop. Only courage. And courage doesn't pay rent. Ada scraped together her savings, rented a one-room shop with peeling walls, and bought a single second-hand sewing machine. People laughed. She left Oloke for this. She'll come crawling back. But Ada smiled. Great things grow from small seeds. She started small. Mending neighbors' clothes. Designing simple outfits. Word spread. Her stitches carried a magic people couldn't explain. She didn't just sew fabric, she sewed confidence. Women walked out of her shop standing taller. Men came for suits and left looking like kings. Slowly, her little shop overflowed. Then celebrities started calling. Then fashion magazines. Ada was no longer the girl in the shadows. She was the light. But success wasn't the end of her battle. Because soon, the very people who once mocked her would come crawling back. And Ada would face the hardest decision of her life. Ada's shop grew like wildfire. Within a year, she had to rent a bigger space. Within 2, she had a team. Within 5, her brand became a household name. Her gowns graced red carpets. Her suits walked into boardrooms. Her designs appeared on international runways. One night, at a fashion gala, the same governor's wife who once scolded her approached Ada in a glittering hall. "I want you to design for me," she said softly. Ada smiled, her heart steady. "I'm booked for the year." The crowd gasped. For the first time in her life, Ada realized power had shifted. She no longer begged for doors to open. She was the one building doors. But success attracts shadows. And Ada's past wasn't finished with her. One afternoon, Madame Olake herself appeared in Ada's office. Older now, but still proud. "I taught you everything you know," Olake said. "Imagine what we could achieve if we joined forces again." Ada studied her, the same woman who once threw her out, humiliated her, tried to crush her. "No," Ada said firmly. "I built this empire from the ashes you left me in. And I will never bow to you again." Oloke's face hardened. "You'll regret this." But Ada only smiled. "I've regretted worse." Later that week, reporters asked her about the feud. Ada answered calmly. "People once tried to bury me. They didn't know I was a seed." The quote went viral. It became a mantra for women everywhere. But Ada knew she couldn't truly heal until she faced the place where it all began, the orphanage. Ada returned in a black SUV, cameras flashing, children running to greet her. The orphanage looked worse than ever, walls cracked, beds broken, children hungry. Madame Uche, frail and grey now, trembled as she saw her. "Ada. Is it truly you?" Ada hugged her. Then, in front of everyone, she handed over a set of keys. "No child will be forgotten again. I am rebuilding this place. Better food. Better beds. Better schools. These children will not just survive, they will thrive." The crowd erupted in cheers. Tears rolled down Madame Uche's cheeks. That night, Ada walked alone to the cracked window where she once pressed her forehead against the rain. She touched the glass gently and whispered, "You were right, little Ada. The world knows your name now." And as the moonlight bathed her face, the orphan girl was gone. In her place stood a queen, self-made, unbroken, unstoppable. Ada's story became legend. From the gutters to a global empire. From unwanted child to millionaire. But whenever she spoke, she always ended with one haunting question. "The world tried to break me, but I chose myself. If you were in my place, would you have survived the storms?" And in the silence that followed, people realized Ada's story wasn't just hers. It was a mirror.